Welcome to another episode of Pet Pals. I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. We're going to introduce you to a few of our adoptable animals here today. First up, with Tammy, our expert animal wrangler, is Jazzy. And Jazzy's been on the show before. She was actually scheduled for adoption, but her adoption fell through. So we wanted to give her another chance to show what an amazing dog she is and hopefully find her another forever family. Jazzy is a 3-year-old black and white border collie mix, and because she is a border collie, it means a couple of things. Number one, she's very intelligent. Number two, she's very energetic and active. And number three, she really needs to have a job. Because she's so smart, she'll find ways to amuse herself in your home, which might not be things that you want her to do. So dogs like this do better with lots of outdoor activity. They're not going to be your typical couch potato who's just going to lay around with you all the time. They are good for things like agility, frisbee, any type of activity where she can really use both her mind and get a lot of physical exercise. Because these dogs were bred to be working dogs. They worked and that's what they're used to, and that's their mindset, and they need to have something to keep them active. So as she's a beautiful dog, you want to make sure that you can handle her energy level and all of her other needs, and you're not just interested in her because she is such a beautiful dog. She's about 3 years old. She came to us because nobody in the family could care for her. She is used to living with other dogs, and she's been around children of all ages. That being said, however, we have color-coded her as a yellow dog because she can be a little nervous and shy at first. We don't have any restrictions per se on the type of home that she could go to, but with our dogs that are a little head shy and nervous at first, we do recommend that they go to homes where the children are at least age 6 and up, so that they can understand that maybe Jazzy doesn't want them to be doing lots of fast movements around her face, and kind of have more of an understanding of how to interact with dogs so that everybody stays happy and safe. The main thing here with Jazzy is finding her a home where they're going to be able to give her the enrichment that she really needs, so that she can be happy. If she's stuck in your house all day just sitting in a crate, that's not really going to be the best situation for her. If you are able to give her the life that she deserves and you want to stop in and visit with her, you can do that here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. We currently have a lot of animals on our adoption floor with the same names. So we have 5 Bellas, 2 Mollys, 2 Olivers, and 2 Shadows, and this is Shadow 2. We've started giving them numbers at the end just so that we can more easily identify which animal people are asking us about. So this, again, is Shadow 2, and she is a female black and white pit bull mix. She's about 1 year old, and as you can see, she still has lots of puppy energy. She's got a little bit of the ADD going on, but she's ultimately just a very sweet dog who wants to play and hang out with you. Pit bulls can be a high energy dog, so making sure that you have time to give her the exercise that she needs and so clearly wants is going to be important for her. She is also color-coded yellow. She can be a little shy, and some of the panting and things that she's doing could just be attributed to being a little initially nervous to be in a new place that she's not really familiar with, the set. And being around some people that she's not spent as much time with before. The reason that Shadow was brought to the shelter is because her family was moving and they could not have her in their new home. So they had her for about 8 months. So they got her when she was a puppy. She's only had one owner really in her life. So she should acclimate pretty well to a new environment. They said that she's been around cats and dogs and seems to get along with them. And she has been around children that are ages 4 and 5. Basically, they said that she is still a puppy. She's playful, energetic, friendly, a jumper, a barker, a chewer, and a chaser. So those are all things that with a little training, you can get her to control those aspects so that she knows that she should only chew on, say, her toys, and she should only dig in designated spots, and she shouldn't jump up on people. It's just a little bit of training goes a long way with any dog, and it gives them a chance to use their minds and their brains, and actually they enjoy it. It builds their confidence level, which can be good for a dog that maybe is a little bit shy. They say that she is house trained and crate trained, but we do always want to encourage people to reintroduce their animals to house training, give them a little bit of a refresher course, because when they're in a kennel environment, they get used to being able to go in the kennel. So you need to let them know that it's not okay to go in the house once they're part of your family. So if you think that Shadow is going to be a good addition for your family, you can stop in and visit her during our open kennel hours, which are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, on Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and on Saturdays from 10 to 4. Our next guest is Harrison, and he is a 5 to 6-year-old dog, and he is a Saint Bernard mix. So some people might say he doesn't really look like a Saint Bernard, but you can kind of see it a little bit in his face, and also just his color patterns. He definitely has a little bit of Saint Bernard in him for sure. He came to us as a stray, and we named him Harrison. He is one of our blue color-coded dogs, and blue color-coded dogs and just animals in general don't make it to the shelter quite frequently because they are the most laid-back, easygoing, good-natured animals, and most people tend to keep those. But right now we have, I want to say, about 6 or 7 blue color-coded dogs on our adoption floor, and Harrison is one of those, and he actually came to us as a stray. He's just a gentle giant, if you will. He's just really laid back, very easygoing, and he just has a good temperament, and he's still a relatively young dog. He's going to make someone a great pet. When you're looking at Harrison, you are going to notice that he definitely has some hair loss, some things going on in his hind quarters. He has a little bit of skin issue, and that is likely from fleas. He arrived infested with fleas, and a lot of animals can actually have an allergic reaction to that. So this is why it's really important to keep your animals on flea and tick preventative, because this can be very painful for him. He is being medicated. We're giving him some medicated baths to kind of ease that discomfort. And once that heals up, he is going to be as handsome as ever. He does weigh in at about 68 pounds, so he is one of the larger dogs on the adoption floor. You just want to make sure that you can handle a larger dog, that he's going to have room to be comfortable in your home. And even though he's very gentle and doesn't really pull when he's out walking, you don't know if he might get distracted by something. You want to make sure that you're strong enough to be able to handle him in the event that he does try to chase after a squirrel or something like that. He keeps his kennel pretty clean. He's very friendly. He has no reaction when walking past other dogs. He's easy to obtain. He's easy to walk. He just pulls a little bit sometimes. They were unable to test him for food aggression or guarding because he wasn't interested in the objects that they gave him. He doesn't have any reactions when handling feet or mouth. He is just, all in all, according to our staff, a super laid-back guy with an easygoing nature. Since he is a senior at the age of 5 to 6, we'll go home for a $20 reduction in his adoption fee, making him $72.50. This handsome bundle of energy has been on the show before, but it's been quite some time. Shadow was actually adopted from us, and then he was returned to us in late July because it just wasn't working out. So he is a 1-year-old Plot Hound mix, and he's only recently turned a year old, so he still has plenty of puppy energy in him. He is a hound dog, and he prefers to be outside. He wants to run and play and sniff things. He enjoys water, so he would probably do better in a home with a more rural environment that has a lot of space and can handle the barking and the baying and all of the typical noisiness that hounds do, which he's doing a great job of showing us right now. Because we know about Shadow's previous environment and kind of some of the things that he didn't cope well with, we have given him some kind of restrictions and guidelines as far as where he can be adopted to next. So first of all, we are looking for a home with older children. When we say older children, we're really looking at kids that are 13 and up. Or an adult-only home. We are also saying no small pets, for example, cats, guinea pigs. I'm not sure if small dogs go into that mix as well, but he seems to have not assimilated well with cats in his previous home. They didn't say whether he was chasing them or not, but it definitely was something that we're not looking forward to putting him in a situation to set him up for failure in the future. We are also saying no apartments for the reasons that you're seeing here right now. He can be quite a vocal dog, and he's not small by any stretch, and he has a lot of energy level. So we want to make sure that he has an environment where he's going to be successful and happy and fit in well with that environment. So we are also adopting him through our puppy process. Even though he's an adult dog now, we are going to take up to 4 applications for him and choose the best fit for him. This is our way of asking more questions and making sure that we are finding the very best home for him, and that people kind of understand the needs of a hound such as Shadow. If you think that you can commit to teaching Shadow, Shadow number 1 that is, the things that he needs to know, and you can give him a home where he's going to thrive, then please stop in and visit with him. Because he's an adult dog, he'll be adopted for a fee of $92.50, even though he's being adopted through that puppy process. Our last dog that we have for you today is most likely the biggest dog that we have here in the shelter weight-wise. He's weighing in at 82 pounds, and he is another one of our gentle giants, much like Harrison earlier in the show. This is Alistair, and he is a Neo-Mastiff mix, and we have him down at about 3 to 4 years old. He also came to us as a stray, and he's also one of those blue color-coded dogs. So he's very gentle, very calm, very easygoing. He's just a very sweet guy that is just looking for another chance at a forever home. He also came into us as a stray. He has a brindle and white coat. It's kind of hard to see on his the main parts of his body because he too is suffering from some skin issues, some dermatitis. Those could be brought on by, again, fleas, as he came into us as a stray flea infested. But also a lot of dogs also just get general seasonal allergies, which could be compounding his issues. So that is something that he is being treated for here. And once he's recovered from that, hopefully his fur will grow back in and he will be as handsome as ever. He will be neutered before he leaves here, so we'll make sure that that's taken care of. When we behavior assessed him, he kind of went through his behavior assessment with shining colors. So for the most part, he keeps his kennel clean. He's friendly when you approach his kennel. He reacts favorably to other dogs. He's easy to obtain. He's easy to walk. He's very relaxed if you make eye contact with him. No issues with food aggression. He willingly lets go of objects. He loves to be petted, and he has no reaction and no problems when handling his feet or his mouth. So he is basically, he aced his behavior assessment, and he just needs now to find a home. Someone who's going to help make sure that he is getting the proper care so that he doesn't have to deal with these skin issues again, and can also handle the size of this dog, as well as the drool that comes with Alistair. If you are interested in Alistair, stop in and visit with him here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. If you wanted to give a call ahead and make sure he's still available before making the trip, you can give us a call at 301-600-1546. That's going to wrap it up for the canine portion of our show. We hope that you enjoyed meeting these dogs. If you're more into felines, then stay tuned after the break. We'll introduce you to 10 of our adoptable cats.
Catoctin Creek Nature Center is excited to offer field trips year-round for public, private, and homeschooled students from pre-K through high school. A hands-on experience will allow students to discover and explore the wildlife in the Piedmont region of Maryland. Topics will include Catoctin Creek critters, investigating insects, and seasons of change. Having fun, exploring, and educating are the components that make Catoctin Creek Nature Center such an excellent resource for outdoor education. For more information or to schedule a field trip, please call our main office at 301-600-2936 or visit us on the web at www.recreator.com.
Welcome back. Our first cat is one of our many kittens on the adoption floor, and as you can see, he's 100% playful little boy kitten. When people come through, they say, well, all the kittens are getting adopted, and a lot of the kittens are already spoken for, but every day new kittens are coming in, just like Kirby here. And Kirby, despite his cuteness and his playful energy, still doesn't have any applications, and he's been on the floor for a little while now. And that might be because he is not the typical 2 to 3 month old kitten. He's a little bigger. He's at 4 to 5 months old. So he's not as tiny, but he's just as playful. He's just as cute. And the benefit is that you kind of, when they're a little bit older, you're seeing more of a little bit of a fully formed personality. So you get that benefit of knowing, okay, he's probably going to be playful like this forever, instead of just this is a phase for him. All of our kittens, and our cats for that matter, are adopted for a fee of $97.50. With that fee, you will get an animal that's already been spayed or neutered. We provide you with rabies vaccinations, county license, distemper vaccines. We deworm them. We provide them with flea and tick preventative. We make sure that all of our cats and dogs are microchipped before they leave our building. And we also offer a free well visit to a vet in the area. So you're really not beating what you're getting for that price here at Animal Control. Just getting an animal spayed or neutered is going to be well over that $100 mark there for you. So it's definitely a deal. And if you're looking for a kitten, just keep coming back. There are around 70 animals, I think, in our foster care program right now, and the majority of those are kittens. So when they are eligible and make their way in and are old enough to come back, they'll come back and they'll be made available for adoption. We also have some animals with kitty colds, so a lot of those are kittens as well. And when they are feeling a little bit better, they will make their way back out onto the adoption floor as well. So if kittens are what you're after, there's still plenty of time to adopt one of your own. If you're interested in Kirby here, our super playful little guy, then you want to stop in and visit with him to make sure that he is going to be a good match for your family. And to do that, you have to come to our location here, which is 1832 Rosemont Avenue. There are a lot of people out there who really want kittens, but if I were picking out another pet to take home, I would go more for one of these guys. One of our super amazing senior cats. This is Oliver 2, not to be confused with Oliver number 1. And he is 9 years old. He is a brown tabby with white, and as you can see, he's got a lot of character when you look at him. He has some ears that are a little different due to some hematomas that he's had. They kind of developed as such, but I think it's cute and it just adds a little character to him. It makes him different than every other cat on the block. He's a very handsome guy, and he is a little bit overweight. He weighs in at about 15 pounds right now, so a diet would be beneficial for Oliver, just to ensure that he has a long life, because he's already at 9, so there could be health issues with being overweight, just increased arthritis and immobility issues, then dealing with possible diabetes, a whole slew of things that you could talk to your vet about. But it's really important to make sure that he's staying at a nice, healthy weight. Oliver was previously owned, and they said that they brought him in because he was going to the bathroom on the carpet. So there are a lot of things that we need to discuss when it comes to an animal not using their litter box. The first thing that I tell people when your cat isn't using the litter box is you want to make sure that you're cleaning it enough. On his paperwork, when it says how often do you clean the litter box, it just says 2 a week. So we clean our cat's litter boxes here at the shelter at least once a day, sometimes more frequently. So you want to make sure that you're keeping them clean. An animal doesn't want to use a dirty bathroom any more than we do, so you want to make sure you're keeping that clean. If it's not clean, then they'll go somewhere that is cleaner. You can add another litter box to help with that, so that if one's dirty, they have a clean available to them, but you still need to clean them on a daily basis and not every once in a while during the week. The other thing you can do is change the litter. Sometimes they don't like the litter that you're providing for them, so then they don't want to use the litter box. And the last thing is you want to be prepared to take them to the vet and pay that expense. They could be sick. They could have a urinary tract infection or something that's preventing them from wanting to use their litter box. There are a lot of reasons why Oliver maybe wasn't thriving in that home, but he might thrive better in your home. We have people who surrender animals for similar situations to Oliver, and we adopt them back out, and we hear nothing but wonderful things. So it could have just been that he wasn't happy in that particular home. You want to give Oliver a second chance, and we want to make sure that he finds the best home possible. Coco is our next guest, and she has been on the show a couple of times. More recently she's been on, but then she'd been on previously because she is a return to shelter. So this is another stay for her here, and this stays a little bit longer than her previous one. She is a very sweet cat. I've seen the volunteers interact with her. She loves to kind of cuddle in her cage and play and be petted, and she's got quite the personality on her. She likes to sit in her cage in kind of funny ways that I like to capture and post on our Instagram. And she's just she has a big personality, but she's got a very good, sweet personality as well. Coco is a tortie. And torties are known to be a little sassy, so she has a little sass to her, but a lot of people like that quality in a cat. They like a cat that has a big personality and knows her own mind, and Coco definitely does. As you can see, she's not super thrilled about being stuck in one place, but when she's moving about her cage as she wants to, she's a very affectionate cat. When I took her out of her cage, I picked her up and I held her for a minute, and she was fine with that. She liked the attention. She went nicely into our cat carrier, no issues, which our interpretation of Coco is unfortunately a little bit different to what her previous owner said. So you want to balance those out. Her previous owner said that she is an aggressive cat. I have never seen any aggression from Coco at all, ever. I've seen volunteers of all ages interact with her. She does know her own mind, but a lot of cats do and can be a little independent at times. But I've not seen her go out of her way to hurt someone. She came in previously, one of the first times, with another cat, so we know that she is comfortable with living with another cat in the home, but she again does have a little bit of character, a little bit of sass to her. As you can see, she likes to tell us what she wants. So if that's what you're looking for in a cat, you can come in and visit with Coco. Coco is 5 years old, so she will go home for a reduced adoption fee because of her senior status. So that will make her adoptable for a fee of $77.50. Jack Sparrow is our next guest, and we have a tendency to give our cats with eye issues pirate names for obvious reasons. So this is Jack. I don't know if our viewers remember, a while back we had a cat named Pocahontas, and she had an issue with her eye. Jack is suffering from this very similar condition. So there's a little piece of like his third eye that would come across that's kind of stuck there. So it kind of impedes his vision a little bit, gives him a bit of a weepy eye, but it doesn't slow him down at all, and it doesn't make him any less adoptable. He loves to play, he loves to cuddle, he's quick to purr. His foster mom adores him and has nothing but wonderful things to say about him. She said if he needed to come back to her home to recover from surgery, then she would be more than willing to take him on because she thinks he's an amazing little guy. Pocahontas had her issue with her eye repaired surgically, and she was then adopted, and she has, we've gotten updates from her. She's doing amazingly well. She's quite happy and content, and so we're hoping that we can get the same future for Jack here. Jack is about 3 months old, and he is one of the younger kittens on the adoption floor, and for whatever reason, probably due to his eye issue, he is getting kind of passed over a little bit. You should not let that deter you. It's something that can be fixed, and it's something that's not going to be in the back of his mind or in the back of your mind forever. It's not really going to affect his ability to be a loving pet in your home. But it is something that would need to be ultimately fixed because it will continue to irritate him if it's not taken care of. He is already recovered from an upper respiratory infection, so he will likely not get another one of those while he's here in the shelter. And just like all of our animals, he will be neutered before he leaves. He will get his rabies vaccine, his county license, his distemper vaccine, dewormer, flea and tick preventative. He's already been microchipped, and we'll offer you a free well visit to the vet, so you can't beat what you're getting, and you are going to definitely get a bundle of fun if you were to adopt Jack. Kirby was a little bit feistier earlier in the show, but if you're looking for a handsome black guy, he has that great tuxedo coat to him that is going to give you more of a mix of playful and cuddly, then maybe Jack's going to be the right fit for you. Our last guest for you today is one of our longest residents. This is Korg, and he arrived at FCAC back in April, and he is still looking for his forever home, but he gets plenty of attention because I cannot underestimate how much overestimate how much the volunteers love him. He is definitely a favorite. He is a big guy, and he is one of our gentle giant cats, if you will. He's not necessarily overweight. He's just long, and he's just a big guy, and he's got those big cheeks, and he is just so sweet. He is one of our shyer residents. He's color-coded yellow, but as he's been here, he's really started to adjust and acclimate to his new environment. So he's starting to show more of his personality. He loves attention, and if you kind of cuddle up, put your arm into the cage, because he's on a top cage, he'll kind of nuzzle in and cuddle up with your arm. He is not demanding for attention, so he's not standing at his cage and reaching out for you. But if you stop and start to open it, he comes right out. He wants you to pet him. He wants you to cuddle him. One area where he can be a little demanding is when it comes to his food. He definitely lets people know when he's hungry, and when the food cart is out, he comes to the front and he meows and lets people know. He's starting to be a little bit more talkative, which I think is part of his truer personality, and once he's comfortable in a home, he'll start establishing that pattern as well. He's just so gentle and so sweet and so kind of unassuming and handsome, and he just needs someone who's going to be patient with him while he acclimates to a new environment and just give him lots of TLC. If you're interested in Korg or any of the animals that you've seen on Pet Pals today, you want to stop in and visit with us so that you can see them in person and see if they are what you thought when you saw them on the show. Our address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue, and we are happy to take in visitors and show animals to you as long as you're coming during our open kennel hours, which are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and Saturday from 10 to 4. Thanks for watching, and we hope that you'll tune in again next week when we introduce you to the adoptable animals here at Frederick County Animal Control.